Have you ever noticed patterns in your life, or you repeat the same situation, or you get involved with the same people over and over again that are not what you want, that they cause difficulty in your life or at work, and you want to stop that? In this video, I'm going to give you some questions to think about and to process through so that you stop repeating those unwanted patterns over and over again. Hi, I'm Beth Strathman. Welcome to my channel where I offer common sense leadership solutions so simple and wise your employees will practically lead themselves. On my channel, I offer a wide variety of leadership strategies and techniques, so if you're new here, please subscribe. Okay, so we've all dated that type of person over and over again who for some reason we kept being attracted to him or her, or we ended up working for the same kind of organizations more than once where we thought going in it looked great, but we get in, we see the same yucky issues that we have to deal with over and over again. The reason why, or one of the reasons why, that we repeat these patterns is, I believe, that we didn't thoroughly process through what happened to us or what we got ourselves into. And so we don't really learn everything that we could learn from that so we can avoid them in the future. They have the saying that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting different results. Well, I think what happens is sometimes we do the same thing over and over again, hoping that that situation is different than the one before, and certainly hoping for a different result. So what most people do when you get out of a tough situation, a difficult situation, is you just go, thank goodness I'm out of there. Let's move on. Let's get out of here as fast as we can. I hope that never happens to me again. Well, you know what they say, hope is not a strategy. So let's talk a little bit more about what you can do to avoid repeating those unwanted patterns. First of all, I would say not only be grateful that you're out of the pattern or that you're out of the situation, but be grateful that you had that experience again, because that pattern will keep repeating itself until you actually learn what you need to learn from it, when you realize what you need to realize from it and are able to implement new ways of being or analyzing things or discerning things or showing up, then the pattern will change. So here's some questions you can ask yourself. First of all, I would say, look at the situation and see if you can discern what role did you play in that situation, whether it was in a personal relationship, a personal situation, or a situation at work with coworkers, bosses, the company itself. What role did you find yourself in? Was it an active role, a passive role? Were you the caretaker? Were you the warrior? I mean, what role did you assume when you went into or found yourself working with a particular person, dating a particular person, or in a particular situation? Secondly, really take a hard look about how you contributed to the difficulty. It may not be that you directly contributed to it, but maybe you allowed something to happen that you could have stepped up, spoken up, said something about that you didn't. So whether you contributed actively or passively, how did you contribute in that situation? Thirdly, once you look at how you contributed, ask yourself, what could I have done differently? How could I have handled that in a different way? Whether it was your behavior could have been different, who you allied yourself with could have been different, the timing of what you did or didn't do could have been different. Whatever it is, how could you have done something differently? And then finally, what was this situation trying to tell me, right? In this situation, and I'm noticing a pattern maybe, every time this happens to me, it's happening and I should be taking a message from it. So what are these situations trying to tell me? What is it that I need to pay attention to and take heed from and learn from so I can move on? So I say, be grateful for the situation, ask yourself those 4 questions, really reflect on it, and then be prepared the next time you're going to hopefully find a different person you want to interact with, find a different organization you want to be involved with, and maybe it'll be different. But if you do find yourself back in a similar situation, take what you've learned or what you've reflected on previously and do something different this time, make it better this time. So let me know in the comments below if the pattern that you've found yourself in, and if you've gotten yourself out of it, or what you're realizing you need to do the next time it shows up. Also, don't forget, in the information box below, there's a link to my conversation planner. Make sure you get that, because if you do have to have a difficult conversation with someone in any situation that you find yourself in that's difficult, then you could use that to plan out what you're going to say. Till next time, I'm Beth Strathman with Common Sense Leadership Solutions. So simple and practical, your employees will practically lead themselves.